Peace. Quickly. Think fast. The dunce hat. I don't know if y'all familiar with the little dunce hat, the little cartoons or things, the little old school images of being in school, and they'll put the class clown in the corner with the little cone hat, you know, on his head. They call it the dunce hat. But I just came across some interesting information that implies that the dunce hat is basically a technology that stems from Atlantis, and I'm about to get into it. So basically, in Atlantis, they had like a certain little cone hat, like a cone. Not even say a hat, but they would put it on your head, and it was a cone hat used to help people who has had like brain injuries or things of this nature, or like a misconnection with something in the brain that they need to fix. They would put the little cone hat on. As a matter of fact, the cone hat was also made out of copper. It had a copper outside to it, but it was also attached to some type of controls or things of this nature. But it was used to basically to heal brain injuries. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of get the way it stems into the dunce hat, because it's like trying to, quote unquote, brighten up someone. You know what I'm saying? Brighten up their light, because if you got a excuse me, if you have a brain injury, you may be like a little slower than normal. You know what I'm saying? Like you may not be as smart or swift, with a brain injury as compared to without. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like the dunce hat, or the hat, that they was using in Atlantis, would quote unquote brighten up that person's mind, and bring that person's mind back to 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 a place where it could function. So matter of fact, when we talk about like using that terminology, oh, that's a bright person, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that person's very bright. They got a bright future. But not so much as the bright future, but being bright, you know what I'm saying? But it's like that light dim. So that dunce hat, you know what I'm saying, which probably wasn't called that back then, but that hat was used to brighten your light, you know what I'm saying? To you know what I'm saying, re reheal the brain and basically brighten you up. And then that terminology trickle down into, all right, you class clown, you acting dumb, this and that, then yeah, go sit in this corner, and this hat being put on your head, like this cone-shaped hat, like maybe you're brighten up, like you get some type of flow of energy through that cone that'll make you act with a little more sense, you know what I'm saying, in essence. And then indirectly from that, you also see that, because matter of fact, cones in general generate energy, you know what I'm saying? And because it's a cone shape with no corners, it doesn't allow any negative energy within it, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of things were made in a cone shape, like a TP in essence, TP is going to be a living space that won't be able to hold negative energy because it doesn't have any corners in it, you know what I'm saying? But I thought about too the personification of a witch using it, the KKK, like, you know what I'm saying, like the little cone tops, one of them things, whether they realize it or not. But I know for sure, like, say for instance, like Albert Pike, because he was into Freemasonry or something, like he probably knew of that knowledge, not even say probably, knew of that knowledge, and was like, all right, we're going to wear our KKK hats in the shape of a cone, which is so, what is called, oxymoronic or ironic, that, like, the cone is to brighten people up, and people was using it to do some dumb shit. Just saying. Like, people using it to do some dumb shit, but, you know, trying to embrace that energy from that cone, you know what I'm saying? You see how that worked for them. But and I digress, to each his own. But you know what I'm saying, like, and from witches to wizards, you know what I'm saying, witches wearing that cone shaped hat, you know what I'm saying, generating that energy, because also the cone embodies the Fibonacci spiral, you know what I'm saying, so that energy is spiraling into the body, you know what I'm saying, because also same thing with the vortexes, with the chakras, like everything as above so below, down to our galaxy, down to the chakras within us, the vortexes with that embodiment of the Fibonacci sequence, or the golden phi ratio is embodied in everything. So that cone on that dunce hat is generating, that energy, bringing down the old Dunce had, you know what I'm saying, like with the copper, and it was, generating energy to repair or to help brain injuries, you know what I'm saying? Then that idea of it trickled down into, into folklore or into humanity and into the culture of like, all right, in a classroom, somebody acting up or they seem to not be so bright. We're gonna put them in a corner with that hat that they used to use in Atlantis to brighten them up, you know what I'm saying? And then again, then you got it trickling down into the thing dealing with witches and wizards, knowing how that cone shape generate that energy. Then you got people. Well, matter of fact, reason why ancient knowledge, you start to see why ancient knowledge is meant for certain people in essence at a certain time, because certain people get the knowledge and they just all backwards with it, like I'm about to say the KKK using the cone for, you know. And again, what they probably weren't told for sure, hey, this is gonna help, the cone shape helps generate energy. But I know how spirit work and how things move, and I know Albert Pike knew a lot, and he kind of is like a forefather of the KKK in essence. So, you know, that's kind of reason why they would wear that hat too, or anybody in essence. That if you look across the board, I'm trying to think of somebody outside wizard, witches, but that cone shaped hat generates energy and keeps negative energy away also. But that's pretty cool. Matter of fact, I got this information reading this book, The Secret Places of the Lion by George Hunt Williamson. Matter of fact, so as I'm bringing up this, I also want to plug in this book. Man, great book so far. And matter of fact, and so synchronized because we just come out of the Lion's Gate, starting to see how much the lion energy is evident. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you see why Rastafari embrace, the lion energy and things of this nature. And matter of fact, this book kind of goes into the history of us being on this plane, like from Atlantis, Lemuria, going through the pharaohs, and basically like it's basically putting things in chronological order. It's kind of showing you some of the people who incarnated, what I'm saying, more than once to fix things, you know what I'm saying, and how they uh, how they kept coming back to, matter of fact, again, present us with some type of different way, like an experiment, seeing like, all right, let's see if this way is gonna help everybody to be, happy. And like, nope, that didn't work. All right, let's try this. Let's try that. It's just a bunch of different projects. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's the vibration I feel within my being, is that I'm a being that been doing this. Like, I've been coming to different planets. Actually, that's why I feel like Earth is, like, I'm so distant from Earth to a certain extent. But like going these different galaxies and trying to fix the same problem. Like, what's a method or a system or a way of life and a liberty that could allow for the majority of people to be satisfied? You know what I'm saying? But I digress from that. But just with the dunce hat and how we get all these ancient traditions and stuff coming from way back and don't even know it, you know what I'm saying? Because if you ask most people, matter of fact, me up until I came across this in this book, I didn't, I wouldn't have had. Now, of course, intuitively, I probably would have like tied some type of like I'd have made some type of connections as far as like looking at the cone shape and like a wizard and a witch wearing cone shaped hats. So that's, they must be wearing it to generate energy. I probably would have figured that part out. But as far as the dunce hat, you being used for what it's being used for, and find out that it was dealing with something from Atlantis, I would have never, guessed that. So that's pretty cool. But this book definitely, and this is not my book, of course. This is by George Hunt Williamson. And it's not too, cause sometimes you get these books, like say for instance you got the books with Zachariah Sitchin. Well, he got some good information in it, but he's also an Ashkenazi Jew that has an agenda, for himself and other peoples. So that means that his information in his book won't be, fully pointing out certain truths, or it won't be. It's looking to have a certain propaganda with it. Also, it's not looking to just give you the truth. It's looking to place a certain peoples in a certain place, and do certain manipulative things. But this book, I haven't come across nothing. Uh, I say yet, because I know we all interpret things different, and whether do purposely or indirectly, some information may be misinterpreted it. So misinterpreted it. But this one so far it seems like the knowledge, like none of that line about melanated people type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Which is a red flag in most cases, but definitely should check this out. I got this from the last bookstore in LA. Shout out to them. But that's basically it. Peace. Have it now. Now is the vibrate. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. I know I ain't do the right now. Peace.